Of course, the shape of the eyebrows is important, but the hardest part is finding the eyebrow shape that suits a person's face. Usually one side is thicker and the other side is thinner, and the movement of the muscles here isn't that strong. The eyes are round, right? So you can think of it as following a curve, similar to the curve of the eyes. But there are people whose muscles here are so flat that they naturally have straight eyebrows from the start. And sometimes the texture is beautifully defined as well. When the texture is like that, you don't have to forcefully change it. You know this protruding muscle here, where the eyebrow bone transitions to the temple. Some people have this area that sticks out a lot. In a way, it's a style that makes the face look a bit long. For people whose muscles here are very developed, even if I shape it precisely from the front, this area can look perfectly square and this part can look really thin, almost like a thread. In those cases, you need to turn the model's face to the side in the mirror. Make sure to check it once. If you don't do that, the tail will look too thin when viewed from the front. When trimming the eyebrows, brush them along the direction of the hair once, and then, using this point as a reference, trim the lower part straight so it doesn't droop. There are some long hairs on the top here. They go back and forth like this. Sometimes these hairs cover the area and make it look like you have more eyebrow. When you lift them up, you can see the area underneath. You don't need that part either. So you need to trim inside there as well. When you trim the messy hairs underneath, if you don't trim the hairs inside, the tail of the eyebrow often keeps drooping. But for people whose bone structure sticks out quite a bit, it's hard to get the blade in like this. In that case, here's a tip. Go from the bottom upward. But you have to be careful at this. If you do it wrong, you could shave off too much. So you need to be a bit cautious. So you also need to figure out where this person's most prominent area is, where the side cheekbone is, and what the length of the face is. I want to pull the mountain back. The position of the arch. What should you do in that case? First, you shave down this part like this. After shaving, what should you do when you shave here? You need to lift this angle a bit. What happens if you shave it down too much like this? It moves forward, right? You need to lift it slightly. And when you want to bring it forward, you need to lay it down a lot more. This eyebrow is a bit higher, so I'm lowering it a little. But what's important here? There's no hair on the arch area. Just one or two strands. What happens if you shave this part wrong? The eyebrow can end up looking like it has a hole. This much of it, for everyone, the middle part of the eyebrow is the thickest. So if you accidentally cut this part off too bluntly, it can really end up looking kind of straight across. When trimming eyebrows, you really have to relax your hand and cut them just as they are.